I was a kid, I lived in Oxford and Cambridge in England, and some of my first memories were listening to the choirs there. So as an adult and as a writer, I started getting excited about glasses because they sort of exist in the soprano range, and they've got a really pure tone to them, but at the same time the tone is kind of dirty as well. They've got this high zing and kind of resonance, and they're never the same way twice. And they have this same kind of expressive purity that a voice has, while still having this kind of breathy dirtiness to them. So I became really excited about that and the way that they blend together, and I use them with my own voice just to get almost a kind of a choir sound out of them. So wine glasses, the further they are filled with water, the lower the pitch, and you can actually hear that. Oftentimes when I'm finding a new glass, I'll just go into the store and find one that's relatively close, if not a little higher than the pitch I want. Then I'll know exactly how much more water I need to put into it to get a good sound out of it. When I first started playing glasses, it wasn't my intention to necessarily do song-based material with them. I used to sit in my apartment for hours at a time and just play tone clusters and just listen to the way the clusters of tones interacted on each other. And you can play two glasses at once and sing with them and hear those sound waves beat against each other to make new notes that weren't being played. So originally I just sort of would sit around and play these sounds for long periods of time and experiment with them and just listen to them for hours at a time. And slowly, just learning different ways of playing and different techniques, I started developing songs with them. But it was really just a very natural process for me. It wasn't something that I planned out from the beginning. So playing wine glass is also very interesting because you have to wash your hands with really warm water and soap before you play. Saliva doesn't work to make them vibrate. If you have lotion on your hands, that doesn't work either. So if you have really sort of clean, dry hands, they make the best sound, which I don't have right now. One time I got on stage and I'd forgotten to wash my hands before the set, and I started out I was gonna do a big blowout, my best song right in the beginning, and there's no sound coming out at all. So, and I just had to kind of go with it and wait till the sound showed up, wait till my hands got wet enough. So the glasses being such a pure sound, it's interesting to me to try to invite my own voice, my singing voice into it with them. My singing voice has been described as sort of eerily pure. It doesn't have a lot of the sort of full-bodied tone of a lot of singers that you would see on American Idol or something like that. So, but it actually mixes really well with the glasses in terms of its sort of eerie, weird, pure tone that it has. So I try to use those two things to really complement each other. And then I play guitar, I loop the glasses with a looper pedal, which I record them into that. And when I play them, I immediately record what I've played and then loop it back and play along with it. And I'll play guitar along with that too. The guitar sort of carries the low, chunky, thunky sound that goes as a foil to the high, pure tone of the glasses in my voice. I've set them up in such a way that I can just put my hands on in random configurations and be really surprised by the tonality that comes out, even though it's all basically your regular 12 tones of the scale. So I get really excited by these interesting tones, and then if it's something that surprises me, it has to have this really interesting musicality to it or something surprising. It doesn't have to be crazy or that far out there. It just has to interest me. It has to have that spark of originality to it. And from there, I'll just start playing around with sounds and ideas, and then eventually it starts to form itself into something that's more of a structured song or a structured piece. I like sort of people who blur the lines between modern music and classical music. I really believe in a thread that runs through music all the way from what we have written down from the Middle Ages, other musics from other cultures. And so I listen to a lot of different types of things. And I sort of filter all that through my own, the filter of who I am as well. And what I do is really I go for a really tonal purity, sonic purity, and things like that. So even if I listen to things that are really dirty or have a lot of tension in them, that kind of all filters through my desire to play quieter or more pure music. I really love the community aspect of music. Sometimes when I'm doing a show, I'll get the entire audience to just sing one note and we'll sort of play off of it together. I think that music is meant to be something that we all create together. And I think that this is sort of a universal thing, and sometimes I even dream about things like this. One night I was staying in a house. It was the quietest house I'd ever stayed in, and I was sleeping in this dark room, completely quiet. And I had this dream that night that I heard angels singing, actually, and it wasn't like this sort of beautiful celestial sound that people imagine, but it was this beautiful, terrifying, enormously loud sound, and they would all move together in unison, singing whatever they felt like, but moving together as a flock of birds moves, so that not one of them is sort of leading, but that they're all sort of going with each other and moving with each other. And it terrified me. I woke up, and the moment I woke up, I thought, I'm awake. I wish I could go back to sleep and hear that again. So as an artist, I feel really drawn to perfection, and I think sometimes that's even a fatal flaw of mine. But the best part about being drawn to perfection as a musician is you never really quite get there, and there's all these beautiful imperfections that come in while you're trying to pursue that perfection, sort of infiltrate the music as you're making it, and those things end up being equally as memorable as the perfect moments that you're trying to make.
Sing it again, my love, 'cause it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Sing it again, my love, 'cause it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Sing it again, my love, oh, sing it again, my love. Sing it again, my love, 'cause it's so beautiful, so beautiful.